Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinhavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahmavitvaram. Hariyam everyone, and welcome back to Booklight, our fourth time seeing this new series of Booklight 3. Today, the topic is, it's not about me. So if you're joining us on Facebook Live or on Zoom, we're happy to have you. Before we get started with Shubhani Ji's Satsang, we'll also have a bhajan by Hemant. So Hariyam Hemant, handing it off to you.
Hariyam everyone. Atma Rama Ananta Ramana Atma Rama Ananta Ramana Achyuta Keshava Hari Narayana Achyuta Keshava Hari Narayana Bhava Bhaya Harana Vandita Charana Bhava Bhaya Harana Vandita Charana Raghukula Bhushana Rajiva Lochana Raghukula Bhushana Rajiva Lochana Adinarayana Ananta Shayana Adinarayana Ananta Shayana Sachidananda Satyanarayana Sachidananda Satyanarayana Atma Rama Ananda Ramana Atma Rama Ananda Ramana Achyuta Keshava Hari Narayana Achyuta Keshava Hari Narayana Bhava Bhaya Harana Vandita Charana Bhava Bhaya Harana Vandita Charana Raghukula Bhushana Rajiva Lochana Raghukula Bhushana Rajiva Lochana Adinarayana Ananta Shayana Adinarayana Ananta Shayana Sachidananda Satyanarayana Sachidananda Satyanarayana Atma Rama Ananda Ramana Atma Rama Ananda Ramana Achyuta Keshava Hari Narayana Achyuta Keshava Hari Narayana Syavara Ramchandra Ki Jai.
Hariyam Hemant, thank you so much. Before we get to Shubhani Ji's Satsang, we'll also do a chanting of the verse. So Sahana, you ready? Cool. Okay. We'll do lead and repeat. Vedo nityam adhiyatam.
Vedo nityam adhiyatam.
Taduditam karma swanushthiyatam.
Taduditam karma swanushthiyatam.
Tene shasya vidhiyatam.
Tene shasya vidhiyatam.
Apachitihi kamye matistyajatam.
Apachitihi kamye matistyajyatam.
Papogah paridhuyatam.
Papogah paridhuyatam.
Bhavasuke dosho nusandhiyatam.
Bhavasuke dosho nusandhiyatam.
Atmecha vyavasiyatam.
Atmecha vyavasiyatam.
Nijagrhaturnam vinirgamyatam.
Nijagraha turnam vinirgamyatam.
Now all together. Vedo nityam adhiyatam taduditam karma swanushthiyatam. Tene shasya vidhiyatam apachitihi kamye matistyajyatam. Papo gaf paridhuyatam bhavasuke dosho nusandhiyatam. Atme chavyavasiyatam nijagrhaturnam vinirgamyatam. And Shubhani, I'll hand it off to you. Hari Om.
Om Shri Chinmaya Satgurave Namaha. So now we are in the fourth part of the Sadhana Pancakam series. And we know that this text is called Sopana Panchakam, which means that it happens in steps. So Adi Shankaracharya ji has constructed this systematically. This is a systematic outline to our daily sadhana or our sadhana for life. The first step was Vedo Nityam Adhiyatam, to study the Vedas so that we have clarity about what life is. We have clarity about the goal and how to get there. And how to get there? Karma swanushthiyatam. The second part is perform karmas. What kind of karmas? Nitya karma and naimittika karma, put together called niyata karma. The third part is, how do we perform these karmas? Tene shasya vidhiyatam, as a worship or as a puja of God. This is how we should perform those karmas. And we saw that in detail over the past 3 sessions. Today we're going to look at kam ye mati styajyatam, the fourth part. What does this verse mean? It literally means tyajyatam. Tyajyatam means to let go, to drop. He's telling us to drop or let go of what? Matihi. Matihi means this mind or this intellect where kamye, in desires. So let go of this mind or intellect in desires. And when we look at this statement, can we really let go of all of our desires? What is Adi Shankaracharya ji trying to tell us? What he means is renounce or let go of selfish desires. So today we're going to talk about selfishness, which literally translates to it's not about me. And that's today's topic. Kam ye matis tyajyata means renounce selfish desires, renounce selfishness. So first, let's look at what selfishness is. Selfishness is an emotion. And this emotion has this underlying notion that I am the most important person in the whole world. Why not? And that everything that matters is only me. And things should be how I want it to be. And I should be able to do whatever I want in my life. And I want to have things a certain way. Why not? Because it's about me. So selfishness has all of these underlying messages. And when we become selfish, what happens is there's an overestimation of ourselves. There's an overestimation of who I am above and beyond everybody else. Then there's also a disconnect. We become disconnected because we don't know what everybody needs. We're too busy paying attention to our own selves that we don't know what people need. We don't know what they're feeling. We don't even know what's happening to them. So there's this disconnect from totality. Not only is there a disconnect from totality, but we become so insensitive. And people have to often point out, didn't you think about this person? Didn't you think about that? They have to tell us in our face because we are so preoccupied with our own lives. We live in our own bubble or our own world. And it's not surprising that our language also reiterates that. We have iPhones, iPads, iMacs. It begins from I. And in the English language, the first person is I. So we are surrounded with a culture which actually encourages us to be individuals, encourages us to, go forward, go all the way forward to bring ourselves up. But in being around all of this, we mustn't forget that it's not about me. It's about totality. So this is what selfishness is. This is what it does. It makes us insensitive. It makes us forget about others. It makes us inconsiderate. It makes us disconnected. And not only that, but selfishness is a part of a gang. It's a gang of 6. They all come together, and they all come together all the time. Selfish desire is called kama. Kama here refers to desire, selfish desire. When we get what we want, what happens is lobha comes around. Number 2, lobha, greed. We want more. We got what we wanted, we want more. I got a raise, now I want more. I want more power. I want more position. Then what happens when we get what we want, when we want more? I got it. Now, mada, I'm proud. I'm so proud of myself that I got all of these accomplishments and I think I'm the greatest person in the world. I don't know about you, but I achieved so much. We become so proud. We even flaunt it in other people's faces. What happens if we don't get what we want? So if we get what we want, we become greedy. If we get what we want, we become proud. 3 people in the gang now. When we don't get what we want, what happens? Anger. We become angry. Krodha. Why didn't I get it? How come it didn't come to me? I'm so bummed out. I should have gotten it. All of these emotions start to come. Krodha. What's even worse is, I didn't get it, but somebody else I don't like got it. Oh, that's a bummer. And that is what we call matsarya, or jealousy. I didn't get it, but this other person got it. I am oh so jealous. I can't believe that they got it. I worked so hard. I worked so hard in my LinkedIn profile. I did so many things to fix it. I spent so much time on it. And I didn't get that job, but somebody else did. There's 5 now in the gang, right? So I didn't get what I want. So anger and jealousy. The 6th person is moha, or delusion. This whole time I'm deluded. Delusion means I see that object or that person as a source of my joy. So I'm banking everything on this person or this object or this circumstance, that if I get that, I will be complete. And that's delusion. So this selfish desire, it doesn't come alone. It comes in this huge gang of 6. So when I get this emotion, I will get a range of these emotions with it. And that only leads to sorrow and suffering. So that's why this selfishness is something, it's a stink, it's a smell that we all need to get rid of. It's a block on our path to spirituality. It holds us down. Now that we've seen what this emotion is about and what it can do to us and how it extends into so many ranges, now we look at, what can we do about this emotion? What if, yes, I am selfish? What if, yes, I do think it's about me? I do think I'm entitled to certain things. And is there anything wrong with that? What do we do with this emotion? How do we get rid of selfishness. So there are 4 things that we should keep in mind to get rid of selfishness. The first one is, it's not about me, it's about the vision. In life, the vision is always higher than the individual. I'll give you a very basic example, and then we can go a little bit deeper. Let's say you're 3 friends in your apartment, and it's Friday night, nobody wants to cook, so you're gonna order pizza. Now, the question comes up as to what pizza will you order? Because of course, there's one friend who likes really spicy pizza with jalapenos and everything. And there's always going to be one gluten-free friend. Then there's going to be a vegan friend. So you have this wide range of 3 friends, and it happens all the time. So what kind of pie do you order? You want to eat, you want to have fun, you want to have dinner, and you want your own pie. But what kind of pie do you order? Because you cannot get cheese, you can't get the regular crust, and you might have to forego your spice. So if the 3 of you really want to enjoy, and you can't do half and half because you're 3, and you can't get 3 pies, that's just too much. So you're all gonna have to let go of something so that everybody else can enjoy. So you'll probably get some gluten-free pie with cheese and jalapenos on the side, and probably deck it up in your apartment. That would be the absolute best thing to do so everyone can enjoy. But how many of us really think like that? It's such a basic example, but how many of us think like that? We think, oh my gosh, I just want the jalapenos. I can't believe that this person's gluten-free. Why would you even be gluten-free? Like, what's up with that? That's what we're thinking in the back of our minds. We're not thinking, oh, let's together work so everybody can enjoy the pizza. We're really not thinking that. We're really thinking like, oh, what's up with that? Isn't it? So the first thing is to begin to realize it's about the vision. And the vision in this case is that we all want to enjoy together. We all want to have this meal together. And when I'm able to hold on to that vision, then that selfishness goes. In a family, how can things be decided? Because it's not about you or me, it's about the vision. In this current pandemic, how does one decide what to do, where to go? It's spring break. I want to go out. I want to do things. But it's not about what I want, where I want to go. It's about the vision. What is the safest thing to do right now for everyone in the country? That's what one has to think about. And the higher the vision, the less selfish we will be. You know, many times in today's world, when we're in a work atmosphere, we're also planning several things. When to have a meeting, and there's a when to have a meeting app, right? It can't be when you want to have it. It has to take into consideration so many things, the time zones, daylight savings, different countries. Puja Guruji, in one of the conferences, he gave this motto, I am Chinmaya Mission. So I'm not Chinmaya Mission New York, or Chinmaya Mission Northeast, or Chinmaya Mission in America, but I am Chinmaya Mission. He said, each one of you are Chinmaya Mission. Now, when we have to think like that, there's very little room for being selfish. There's very little room for being able to say, but I feel like doing this. We cannot, because the identification given to us is that you are the mission. What you represent is the mission. It's not your individuality. So the higher our identification, the deeper the vision. If I say I'm a New Yorker, oh, that's fine. I'll think about keeping New York clean and safe. But if I say I am an American citizen, or more, I'll even think more. When I go to other states, I will think about keeping everything in order and clean and following everything. But if I say I'm a citizen of the world, I'll think even more. So selfishness goes when we expand our identification. And the more we expand our identification, the more encompassing is our vision. That's what happens. And this is shown, in our Upanishads. I will just share one of the beautiful practices that are there in our Upanishads. And it's called Upasana. I'm sure many of you heard this term before, Upasana. Before we were talking about seeing God as totality or God as totality. In a deeper kind of Upasana means worship. It means contemplation. A deeper Upasana, we think or we contemplate on that God in me is totality. So not that God outside of me is totality, God in me is totality. Therefore, I am totality. I am everything. I'm going to read to you a mantra from Mundaka Upanishad, just so you can get an idea of how the rishis thought. It says, Agnir Murdha Chakshushi Chandra Suryao Dishashrotre Vagrvitascha Vedaha Vayuh Prano Hridayam Vishwamasya Padbhyam Prithvi Kyesha Sarva Bhutantaratma. The rishis thought, Agnir Murdha, that my head is the heavens. Chakshushi Chandra Surya, my eyes are the sun and the moon. Dishashrotre, my ears are all of the directions. Vagvritascha Veda, my words are the entire Veda. Vayuh Prana, my prana, my energy is the whole Vayu, is the wind. And Vagvritascha Vedaha, words are the Veda. Hridayam Vishwamasya, my heart is the world. My heart is the world. Padbhyam Prithvi, my feet are of the earth. And therefore, I am all. This is how the rishis thought. This is how they prayed. They thought of themselves as so expansive, so big, so huge, that they are all. I am all. That was very, very clear in their thinking. So the first one is, it's not about me, it's about the vision. And I can get a bigger vision if I change my identification to something bigger. Either we can think it, we can contemplate on it, and then we can feel it. The second thing is, it's not about me, it's about the action. We come from such a beautiful culture where it's not about the musician, it's about the music. It's not about the writer, it's about the writing. It's not about the poet, it's about the poetry. It's not about the actor, it's about the act. Our rishis, our saints and sages, never wanted themselves to be recognized in their acts. If you just look at the Bhagavad Gita, when you think of the Bhagavad Gita, who's the first person we all think of? Of course, it's Bhagavan Krishna, right? But Bhagavan Vedavyasa compiled this. It's not that Bhagavan Krishna spoke in all of this poetry, Klaivyam Masmagam Partha. Bhagavan Krishna did not speak like that. He probably gave a message to Arjuna, but it was the genius of Bhagavan Vedavyasa to put it in that meter. And he put 700 or sometimes 701 shlokas in that meter for us to understand. But when we think of the Bhagavad Gita, we don't really think of Vedavyasa. We think of Bhagavan Krishna. But the most beautiful thing is Vedavyasa wanted us to think that. He didn't want us to think about himself. He wanted us to think about Bhagavan Krishna. So it was not about the writer. It was about the writing, the Gita. When we think of Tulsi Ramayana, Ramcharitmanas, Ramayana, we think of Bhagavan Rama. And that's exactly what Tulsi Das Ji wanted. That's exactly what Valmiki Maharishi wanted. They wanted us to think about Bhagavan Rama, about Hanumanji, about Mother Sita. They didn't want us to think about them. So it's not about the person who's doing it. It's about the act. And we also see in our language, for example, when Adi Shankaracharya Ji writes in his Prakarana Granthas, he uses a lot of Atmane Padi. In grammar, what that means is it refers to is done by me. So, for example, the text Atma Bodha, he'll say, Tapo bhikshina papanam, shantanam, vitaraginam, mukshunam apekshoyam, Atma Bodho vidiyate. This Atma Bodha is composed. He doesn't say, I composed it. He says, this Atma Bodha is composed for all those who are seeking liberation. And in the Sanskrit language, further on in the Sanskrit language, Pratama Purusha, or the first person, is not I. It's Saha or Sa. It's he or she. The first person is he or she. It's not I. This is the language of our culture, which always shows that it's not the person. It's the act. When Jambavan said to Bhagavan Rama, Hanumanji found Mother Sita. Mother Sita is found. The whole focus, Hanumanji didn't focus on, yes, I found her. Yes, I found her. The focus then changed to Mother Sita is found. Now, Bhagavan Rama, please go to her because she's waiting for you and this is her message. So it was not that Hanumanji found Mother Sita. Mother Sita is found. So now Bhagavan Rama, please go to her. It's these little things when we read, when we see how selfless our rishis actually are. So number 2 is, it's not about this author, person, doer. It's about the action. It's not about me, but it's about the action. The third one is, it's not about me, but it's about the transformation. And this is where we can see the beauty of Guru. See the example of Swami Shivananda Ji Maharaj. Puja Gurudev went to him and wanted to study, wanted to learn. And Puja Gurudev wanted to learn more. And Swami Shivananda Maharaj said, in this ashram, our focus is mainly on seva. This is what we're doing. If you want to learn a deeper study, go to Swami Tapovan Maharaj. Go to him in Uttarakashi. Now look at the large-heartedness of Swami Shivananda Maharaj, saying, what I want for you is to transform. It's not necessary that you remain with me, but the most necessary thing is that you evolve and you transform. And this is the beauty of our gurus. If you cannot grow with the guru, they'll say, go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Because they want you to evolve. They want you to be better. They want you to be better than them. What a beautiful thing. Normally, parents would be so happy. I want my son to be like me, to learn the things that I'm learning. I want my daughter to be like me, to dress up like me. But here you have somebody who's so selfless that says, I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me because you have that capacity. So wherever it is that you can grow most, go. Wow. That's really selfless. You look at how Puja Gurudev built Sandipani Sadhanalaya. There's no clause there that says, if you come to study for this 2-year Vedanta course, you must serve the mission. Nothing like that. You come for 2 years, we will provide you with everything, with knowledge, with accommodation, with so much precious wisdom, with even toothpaste and toothbrush and notebooks. We'll provide you everything. And after those 2 years, if you feel that you don't want to stick around, it's okay. It's completely okay. Because you should go where you can grow. Wow. And I think about that, I'm just blown away that somebody can have that kind of heart to keep you with them for 2 years, give you every single thing that they have, and then be able to just let go. Because it's not about me. It's about the transformation. And the fourth one is, it's not about me, it's about what's best. Many times I want things to go a certain way because I think this is the way it should go. I think this is the way it should be. And you know what? I think I'm right. But little did we know, there is Bhagavan, there is God, He, She, totality, that is all-knowing, that knows every single thing about every single person, their past, their present, their future, knows every single action, knows the intention behind it. Don't you think that it would be best for that all-knowing being to decide how things should go? Considering everybody's emotions, thoughts, feelings, don't you think? I don't know what's best. I don't know what's in everyone's mind. I don't know what their past is. So it's not about me because I know so limited. It's about what's best. And when we come to understand that it's not about me, it's about the vision. It's not about me, it's about the action. It's not about me, it's about the transformation. It's not about me, it's about what's best. Then we can truly let go. And whatever happens, let it happen. Let God. That is called kam ye matis tyajyata. Letting go of that selfishness. Letting go of that stink. That's what it means. And when it's not that we let go of selfishness after the action, there's no way we can be selfless after we perform the action or during the action if we aren't selfless before the action. So get this very straight. Selflessness comes before the action. It's not while we're doing the action we become selfless. That doesn't work. That mentality has to come before. Then only the action can be selfless. Then only there can be acceptance in the result. If it comes after, we won't be accepting of the result. Now we're clear about what selfishness is and how it comes and manifests in our lives, and what are the 4 things that we can do to get rid of it. I'm just going to touch on a few things that sometimes selflessness gets disguised as selfishness. There's a disguise. Sometimes people can appear to be so selfless, but inside they're actually selfish. Like somebody can appear to be so selfless in charity and giving so much, but inside what they really want is recognition. Somebody can appear so selfish selfless. So somebody can appear so selfless in giving you whatever you need, but selfish in the inside because they want a favor from you. And they're going to ask. They're just waiting for the right time. So sometimes selflessness can be in disguise as something so selfish. We also see that in Arjuna's case in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, Bhagavan Krishna, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight because I don't want this kingdom. I don't want this power. I don't want this pleasure. I don't want all of this. And it appears that, Arjuna is so selfless. He's saying he doesn't want kingdom. He doesn't want wealth. He doesn't want pleasure. But that is so selfish. Because Arjuna, the war is not about what you want. It's not about what you want or what you don't want. It's about dharma. So even his saying that I don't want this, I don't want that, it's so selfish. Because it's never about what you want. It's about dharma. I remember one of the Swamis shared the story. He went to see Gurudev. And he went to see Gurudev at dinner time. And so Gurudev was sitting and he was in, it was either his home or his close relative's home. And someone knocked on the door to bring dinner. And it was one glass. It was like some kind of kashaya. And so this Swamiji said, is that what you have for dinner? And he's like, well, you think I really enjoy eating all that kind of food? This is what I enjoy. But when people want to give and they want to speak and they want to chat, I just do it. And that story just really made me think, what he wants is probably such a simple thing. He probably wants just like a kashaya or like a little thing for his dinner. But it's not about what he wants. His whole life was to give. So sometimes that can also happen. I will just address one more thing and then I'll summarize and we can do a Q&A. Sometimes this question also comes about self-care, because some people say, I also need some time for myself. I need some time for myself. I need to do my own thing, right? I need to chill. I need to do stuff. So is that being selfish? The answer is, it depends. Because there's a big difference between selfishness and self-care. If I am taking out time to binge on Netflix and sit there and eat popcorn, then yes, that's selfishness. But if I'm taking out time to better myself in my spiritual sadhana so that I can give more to the world, then that is self-care. And that is selfless. So if I am taking out time for myself to grow weaker in my senses, to drain out my senses, to become exhausted and to become tired just because I want to chill, it's extremely selfish, point blank. It is. But if I'm taking time out to rejuvenate myself, to refresh myself through exercise, through a walk, through a shower, through doing my sadhana, so that I can give you more, so that I can be better for the world, that's called self-care. And that is selfless. But that self-care should be done at the right time and the right place. You cannot be like in the middle of the day at 11 o'clock, I need self-care. That is completely adharma. That is adharma. Even that self-care has to be done at the right time and the right place, and not when I have to do my other dharma. So this distinction has to be very clear. Okay? So now what have we seen today? I will just summarize. We have seen today that kam ye matis tyajyatam means renounce selfish desires. Why? Because selfishness is a stink. What is selfishness? It's the feeling that it's only about me and I forget everybody else. It's a feeling where it's an over-exaggeration and over-value on who I am and forget everybody else. And this makes me disconnected from everything, from people's feelings, from people's thoughts, from what people need. It makes me highly insensitive to people's emotions. And it has a gang of 6. It comes with all kinds of things. It comes with jealousy. It comes with anger if I don't get what I want. If I get what I want, it comes with greed. It comes with pride. And all along, I'm deluded in thinking, yes, this is going to make me very happy. And so how do I get rid of this? Well, it's not about me. It's about a higher vision. And I can only have a higher vision when my identification expands. It's not about me. It's about the action. It's about the task on hand. It's not about the author, the speaker, the writer. It's about the actual act. It's not about me. It's about the transformation. It's about how the other being can really evolve and grow. Whether it's through me or not through me, it doesn't matter. But let the other person bloom to their full extent. It's not about me. It's about what's best. I don't know what's best. I am not all-knowing and I'm not that total mind, but God is. So let God decide. And in and through this, we must also be careful to beware, because selflessness can really be selfishness inside, as I've shown you through various examples, and even through the example of Arjuna. And finally, yes, there is a dilemma between taking time out for myself and being with myself. That's completely okay, and that is called self-care if it's done at the right time, at the right place, and if it rejuvenates me so that I can give more. Everything else is selfish. That's just what it is. Bottom line, it's not about me. It's really not. If you have any questions, you can send them on chat. And if I know the answer, I will try to answer.
While we wait for a couple of questions to come in, just a couple of announcements. One is that we will have next week, we'll have chick only discussion as always. And the third week, following Monday, we'll have 3 speakers, 3 of our chick speakers. So we've had an amazing lineup so far. We had really amazing talks so far. So if you would like to present your thoughts on this verse, just know that we'll have an opportunity coming up in about 10 or 15 minutes, and we'll ask for 3 volunteers. So following Shubhaniji's Q&A, we'll ask for 3 volunteers. So if you're thinking about this, you want to talk about selflessness, not selfishness, it's selflessness. This is a really great opportunity to do so. Finally, I think, Shubhaniji, is the opportunity to still volunteer for Camp Seva still available?
Yes, it is still available.
Okay. So we can, if you're interested in helping out for the summer camp, one really great way of also being selfless is to serve, doing seva. So this summer we have the Bali Heart Camp is there for K through actually even through CSK. And if let's say if you're not able to sign up to be a full-time participant, there's a Chicken CSK class, but you want to be able to participate somehow, or maybe you can give 1 or 2 days out of the week, or even helping pre-plan, etc. We can really use your help. You can message us in the chat. We can send your information along to Hariji, who's also helping manage all of our volunteering. And this is a really great opportunity for you to be able to do some seva and be selfless. So now I'll allow, do we have a question, Shubhani?
Yes, there's one question.
Okay. I also have one on my end too.
Okay. How do we balance worldly desires for a certain career position and or salary with our spiritual goal of freedom? So number one is the underlying goal is spiritual freedom. And if we do want worldly desires, if we do want a career or promotion, that's not a bad thing. But it should always be so that I can serve, so that I can grow, so that I can become better, so that I can evolve, not so that I can have more comfort. So there's always a line, see, because people always ask, I want more. I want more in my career. I want more in my, in my field of work. So is that wrong? Is that being greedy? So there's a clear difference between aspiration and greed. Greed means I want more to get more. I want more to get more. I want more money because I want more stuff. I want promotions because I want more power. Aspiration means I want more so I can give more. So when I want more, when I want to advance in my company so that I can give more, so that I can serve more, that is completely okay. And that being able to give more and serve more is exactly in line with the spiritual goal, because the spiritual goal is freedom. But how do we get there? By that purification. And so when we become more expansive, when we give more, when we serve more, we purify more. And therefore, we are more prepared to pursue our goal. So that kind of wanting more in terms of greed, that's not okay. But that wanting more in terms of aspiration so that I can give more, that's totally okay. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Okay. All right. So next question.
Next question, Shubhani. Is it okay to start off with selflessness disguised with selfishness? To do selfless looking acts while actually being selfish. Let's say we're doing charity for recognition, and then work our way towards selflessness. The way that the asker is seeing it is that at least we're still helping others during this time.
Yes, that's completely okay. And actually, most of us are doing that anyway. Most of us are doing that anyway. 99.9%, all the sevaks are doing that only. All of us sevaks are doing selfless work with some selfishness inside. So that's completely okay. That's a step. Eventually, it should just be completely selfless.
Okay. Thank you everyone for participating today. Thank you, Shubhani for that wonderful talk. We'll see you all next week for chick only discussion. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om, everyone.